Yeah. Well, a lot of people were shocked, of course, Minister, earlier on this summer when the champion Greyhound, Broughan Hero, tested positive for benzoyl guanine, and it seemed the only sanction for the owner would be a significant significant withdrawal of prize money, and also the fact that the dog can't race again until passing further tests. But I just want to ask, what's the process when a racing Greyhound tests positive for banned substances, and how is the process being monitored and enforced, and are we doing enough testing, Minister? Thanks, Kerlock.
Thank you, Deputy. Just to say, Broughan is a commercial state body established under the Greyhound Industry Act 1958, chiefly to control Greyhound racing and improve and develop the industry. And while the issue referred to by the Deputy is an operational matter for Broughan, the Board has informed me that pursuant to the Greyhound Industry Racing Regulations of 2007 to 2017, when a racing greyhound returns an analysis result for a prohibitive substance, the owner and trainer are notified as soon as practicable. In addition to publishing adverse analytical findings, Broughan also report the findings to the Independent Control Committee pursuant to the Greyhound Industry Regulations of 2007 to 2017, with a request for that Control Committee to investigate and determine the matter as provided for in the legislation. Since the 1st of October 2015, greyhounds returning an adverse analytical finding for prohibited substances are prohibited from further racing until the greyhound is resampled and a subsequent analytical result is determined to be free from any prohibited substances. Broughan has informed me that as part of its commitment to greater transparency in the area of anti-doping and medication control, it introduced secondary legislation in 2015 to provide for the publication of all adverse analytical findings in greyhound samples and to ensure the publication of the outcome from all cases before the Control Committee. These publications are published in regulatory section of the Board's website. Additionally, in 2016, the Board introduced secondary legislation to provide for the mandatory maintenance of record keeping in relation to the use of all animal remedies and veterinary treatments for all greyhounds that are eligible for racing. In addition to this secondary legislation, Broughan officials are now authorised to sample greyhounds out of competition at owners' and trainers' premises, whether greyhounds are in training or not. Broughan has frequently exercised this new testing regime as part of its integrity management.
On the record, Deputy.
Thanks, Kerlock. Well, Minister, I mean, is it true that your own Special Investigations Unit wasn't immediately alerted to the positive tests of Broughan Hero? That was reported by the Greyhound Owners and Breeders Federation. They complained that there wasn't an immediate report. And isn't it the case that something like 80% of the racing greyhounds in the UK are our dogs, and that because there seems to be belief in Britain that there is widespread doping here, the UK itself has begun mandatory testing on imported Irish greyhounds. So, isn't there an issue, a serious issue? You remember also in March this year, our great broadcaster Sharon Ní Bheoláin and her primetime team, they aired their famous programme Gone to the Dogs, which put the spotlight on doping and poor regulation in the industry. And at the time of the Broughan Hero announcement, the IBG confirmed that there had been 8 other adverse findings in June and 1 in July. But what about the other months, Minister? Why are there not quarterly reports? And I know the IGB say they test between 5,000 and 6,000 dogs a year. So can we have more clarity and transparency, Minister?
Two very quickly. I intend to introduce the new Greyhound Industry Bill in the autumn, which will address the governance of Broughan, strengthens regulatory controls in the industry, modernises sanctions and improves integrity, with a view to building the reputation of the industry. This draft general scheme has already gone through pre-legislative scrutiny. The report from the Joint Oireachtas Committee has come back and is currently being drafted. Hopefully a memo will be sent to Government for its publication very soon. I should also mention that a year ago, or a little bit more, Broughan invested in a new state-of-the-art analytical system that allows for detection of substances including anabolic steroids at very low levels in samples taken from greyhounds. So very low levels are now detectable. To be honest with you, some of the samples that are now showing positives wouldn't have shown up until that machine was put in. So that's all part of the greater effort to actually improve and enhance the reputation by putting in stronger controls, stronger monitoring of all animals. Thank you.
Final minute.
Briefly, thanks for that, Minister. As you know, we're having a discussion later on in the Dáil, obviously, on the animal welfare, sponsored by my own Independence for Change group. But just to ask you if you've given any more thought to the welfare of greyhounds bill that I introduced onto the floor of the Dáil, and whether you've given any thought to integrating that into the bill you're going to bring forward on the industry. It was in relation to the whitelist, Minister, of countries that we shouldn't export to under any circumstances. Export our dogs to.
Well, I mean, that's not part of that one won't be part of the. But a lot of the other parts that your white paper, which I think we discussed on the last day of the last session of it all, actually will be incorporated into this new bill. The report is up on the Oireachtas website from the Oireachtas Joint Committee that did carried out the pre-legislative scrutiny exercise, and I think there are members here who actually were part of that, and I think it substantially deals with integrity and governance in particular.
Thank you very much.